funny enough, I spoke to Carragher about this before the Southampton game. 'Cause he was there, and he was kind of saying that. Basically, I didn't think he'd go on telly and say it, but he clearly has done.
Doyle, I've got a question for you. Do you agree with Carragher when he says Liverpool should bin off the domestic cups? I'd rather they put all their efforts into the league and Champions League.
It depends, really, doesn't it? I mean, with the Southampton game in the quarter-final, you're in the quarter-final. So why wouldn't you make a bit of effort? You know, you've got that far.
It's a long way to go to make no effort.
But it is a long way to go to make no effort.
Just only under 18s
you're looking a bit too far down the line in the sense of what your team selection is going to be, because a lot of the players who would have been playing are either going to already be playing in the first team now because of all the injuries. So you can't do much rotation. So I think they may end up having to take that game seriously due to the fact they haven't got anyone else to play in it. And quite whether the same goes for the FA Cup. FA Cup, I know the draw's tonight.
Depends entirely on the draw, doesn't it?
Exactly, right. I mean,
they'll probably get Premier League opposition, won't they?
Well, they always seem to get Premier League. They got Arsenal away last year, didn't they? And they ended up winning that one. They got United a bit later on, didn't they, as well? So yeah, they've had some tough draws in the FA Cup. So
I think I saw really it was in 6 of the last 7 seasons they've had Premier League opposition. The only one was Shrewsbury. They've had Everton twice, Wolves.
And Shrewsbury was the one where they nearly missed it. Yeah.
No, that was the 4-1 was the second one, wasn't it? Is that the one?
Yeah. Not the.
They've had Shrewsbury twice, haven't they?
Oh, the 4-1.
Yeah, Anfield, not the one.
That was more recent.
Yeah, 4-1. Yeah. Well, even that was the COVID one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Where loads of players were missing. I mean, funny enough, I spoke to Carragher about this before the Southampton game. 'Cause he was there, and he was kind of saying that. Basically, I didn't think he'd go on telly and say it, but he clearly has done.
Especially on Sky have the rights.
Yeah. So he was less keen on Liverpool doing particularly well in the FA Cup. But with the FA Cup, there's now, much as I disagree with it completely, there's no replays, so it's all done and dusted on the day. So and they're played mostly at weekends again, aren't they? So not all of them, but most rounds are at weekends. So why would you give yourself a little bit of a go, especially with Liverpool hopefully having already got through the Champions League in terms of those last 2 games don't mean particularly a lot. Then they might have a chance to rotate players there.
I think Liverpool have got this rediscovered affection for the League Cup from Klopp winning it the first time and then the kids doing it last year, in terms of it only takes you 2-3 games and then Wembley's in your sights, and if you're that far in the competition you might as well go and try and win it. Like we can see if you win that first trophy what it can mean for the rest of the season. Granted, Liverpool only went on to win
last year, didn't it?
Like last year. I was about to say granted it didn't quite work last year, and it's more City as the example for that, but it has helped in the past.
But it was a staple under Guardiola in their kind of early years, wasn't it? They always kind of went for a City.
Well, Mourinho's first trophy was the League Cup as well.
Yeah,
but several of his clubs, United, Chelsea, the second.
And he would have won it
round.
at Tottenham if he hadn't been sacked.
Yeah, exactly. He hadn't sacked him. Yeah, he didn't win it Inter Milan though.
No,
Liverpool won it more times than everyone else. So is that affection there? You just want to carry on that record. And the FA Cup just depends who you get tonight. If it's like City away, United, Arsenal, Chelsea, sack it off.
No, don't do that. I love the FA Cup.
I know
it's a great competition.
But you're not bothered about it in there. If you go out in the 3rd round, you're content. I'd be more upset losing.
I'm not content at all. Because that means
I'd rather go out to Wolves than I would to City.
No, I would rather, if you're going to go out in the later rounds, because then we've got weekends where we've got a game to cover. Otherwise, we're filling the website with a load of nonsense.
Don't mix business with pleasure.
You've got to think like a journalist. Come on.
I still say I'd rather Liverpool go through against Southampton, get to the semi-final, than progress in the FA Cup to the 4th round if it's one or the other.
It shouldn't really be one or the other, should it?
But it's like people who said you can only beat Madrid or City.
But it's like having a
cups.
Christmas do, right? And you've got a choice. You can have a main. You can only have a starter or a dessert. Which one are you going for?
Well, you can
I'll do a Joe Thomas.
Exactly. Which one are you going for?
I'll do a Joe Thomas and choose the starter and dessert.
What are we saying? Get people to reply. What would you sooner have, a starter or a dessert?
It's got to be dessert.
It's got to be dessert. Yeah. What are we saying?
Depends if you have a drink.
Well, it doesn't matter. It's right.
You're always having a drink, so yeah.
Dessert or starter?
I'm going to drink to start.
Oh, controversial choice there.
No, what did you order for yours? Just so the viewers know.
I'm not telling them. They can come and watch us eat if they really want to.
Right, well, that just sounds very weird.
The food pervs. Come on.
But I think, you think of Girona game as well, midweek. Then you think a week later of Southampton as well. I think that could be quite good for Liverpool in terms of, bedding players back in. Kays, I imagine, will probably play some part in one, if not both of those games. You think Kelleher will be good time for him to get some minutes of Alisson's back as well, and he probably doesn't get too many opportunities more in the Premier League. You think Harvey Elliott as well. He came back yesterday, but he hasn't played a great deal. I think it can serve Liverpool quite well, and I think the cups, as Theo said, can be quite useful.
He wants them to sack off one of them.
Well, no,
Just
but
say one or the other.
I think to sack them off would be completely wrong. Is my reply to that question
From Jamie Carragher, basically, yeah.
Yes,
It depends on the injuries, doesn't it? If you get more, like they're one defensive injury away from a crisis. You need
that turned dark.
You need to get the forwards back, and like Alisson needs to be back soon, doesn't he?
Yeah.
But if you get a couple more injuries when you go into this festive period, you are feeling a bit worried about whether they can keep doing it.
Do you think Alisson needs to be back? This is an interesting
Kelleher's
point.
playing well, so well, and he's one of the top 3-4 goalkeepers in the Premier League. But Alisson is the best in the world for a reason.
But this is the thing. Would you?
I think Slot's made a bit of a mistake saying
I think
that Alisson will come straight back.
Kelleher.
Could that have motivated
I think
Kelleher?
Kelleher's form has meant that they've taken the time with Alisson, whereas in the past they may have rushed him back a little bit. And the longer that he's not playing, I wonder whether he's, you know what I mean? There could be a different resolution to the goalkeeping situation than some of them perhaps many of us were anticipating.
Absolutely.
That was a very political answer, wasn't it?
The person who asked that has replied and said dessert. So just so we all know.
Dessert, yeah.
So
Yeah, good. Okay, good.
Is out
Right.
of the question.